1.3, last lesson of the week. I'll remind you again that we are going to do basic skills for this week and next week on these worksheets, so make sure you're getting your notes out of them and asking for assistance. After that, I'm not going to cover, or won't be covered in notes, because we need to save your time to get to the stuff that we really need to learn. Or if there's a change to your basic skills, we'll do that. But either way, 32 times 12. Remember, the first thing you do is freeze on the 2. So 2 times 2 being 4, 2 times 3 being 6. Once you're finished with the 2, bring down 0. Now we go to the 1. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. And then you add those 2 rows up. 4 and 0 makes 4. 6 and 2 makes 8. 3 here. Remember that you put those numbers into the boxes. If something carries, you do not have to bring it over. But the bottom line again is, if you're working on this and it's not working out and you're not asking for help, then you're making a terrible decision. If it's not working out, ask for help. Let the teacher assist you, and then be willing to listen, and I think everything will move a lot better. You get 14 questions correct on a 19 question quiz. They want to know your percent score. So remember, what we're looking at doing here is creating the fraction of 14 out of 19, where we now do 14 divided by 19. We focus on the first 3 numbers. Again, we don't care about the rest of it because we only need 3 to get our numbers, or to get our answers. 0.736 is what we ended up with. Remember that we adjusted into a percent by moving the decimal 2 spots to the right, which is 73.6. The last thing we do is ask ourselves if the 6 is strong enough, which it is, so it does go in, turning 73 into 74% as your answer. Going to the final score problems, again, black 11, white 13. This is the one where, because they're different, we ask who won by how much. Well, it looks like white won. And they're close enough, and they're only 2 apart, so white won by 2. Common sense thing. Again, there is a point to it. Just make sure you're figuring out how it works. In this case, if black 4 and black 5, you're pretty much asking yourself, how much did the black team score? Because they scored in both sets. So it looks to me like black scored a total of 9. And so you would type black 9. And again, if you're having issues with that, please ask, because you do have a quiz on this stuff tomorrow, or Friday at least, and you do want to make sure you're ready to go. Rewrite 2/3 with a denominator of 18. So what I do is I put 18 in my denominator, and I ask myself the question, what do I multiply 3 by to make it 18? If you can't figure it out using your number sense or using your numbers that you know, simply use division. If you want to find out what multiplies and make 18, do the division. So we do 18 divided by 3, which is 6. That means I need to multiply the top by 6, and 2 times 6 is 12, meaning that 12 over 18 should be my answer. All right. Our last type of problem moves the outside value to the other side of the parentheses. What does that do to what we normally have done? Nothing really. It doesn't really change much. It's just how you decide to do it. But the thing about math is repetition is the key to success. So whatever option you choose to do out of these 2 examples I'm going to show you, just do it like that all the time. Because what happens is, if you practice one way and then you practice the other way at the same time, then when you take the test, you're not sure which way to use, or you haven't got the muscle memory to do it, and things kind of get confusing. But look at both of these problems. The only difference between this and what we saw yesterday or the other days is that 2 was in front. But notice that what I will say is that 3x meets 2, which is what happened, and 8 meets 2, because remember, these 2 are friends because they're on the inside. This is the stranger who wants to meet them, so that's what you end up with. You notice that 3 times 2 is 6 with the x. 8 times 2 is 16. There's our answer. You could also, when you do this, simply say, I like to put this number first, and say that 2 meets 3x. That's the same thing. It's just backwards if you look carefully. And then put your plus, and then in this case, say I like to put the 2 in front, so I put 2 times 8. Either way, when you look at that, 2 times 3x is still 6x, 2 times 8 is still 16. The answer is the same. So your decision for today has to be, when the number's in the back, are you going to leave it in the back on both? Don't put it in the back on this one and the front on this one. You're going to miss it. You either leave it in the back for both, or you move it to the front for both. But whatever it is, you have to make that choice. So again, what's different is just the fact that we moved a number to the front instead of leaving it back there. So in your Math Excel, you'll have 2 options. Just again, be sure you do not mix your orders. You must either choose to keep the outside value to the left or keep it on the right. For the sake of your notes, I'm going to pull those problems back down so you can copy one or both of them for your notes. Again, pick whatever method you're going to stick with, copy that example, and go from there. You do not need to copy both of them, because if you copy both of them, then all you're going to do is have two different ways to do it, which isn't the case. You need to pick one, copy that section or copy that example, and then do it that way on your Math Excel. So outside of that, it's a very quick video. Use today to get your work done. Tomorrow is a review day because I think we have Thursday with some room. Outside of that, again, you have a quiz on all this stuff Friday. Make sure you're getting help and preparing. Whether or not you're prepared for Friday is not the issue we're looking at. We have to give you the quiz on Friday so we can see where you stand. Outside of that, have a good day and talk to you later.